Hey everyone, welcome back to Assessing Livingston Parish with Jeff Taylor. As always, across the table for me is Jeff Taylor. How are you, sir?
Doing great, man. It's been a little while since we've done one of these, so we got a little bit of information to go. But
I'm
has. Doing fantastic. Since the last time I talked to you, I found out I'm going to be a grandparent.
Oh, wow.
My son and his wife are having a baby in November, and my daughter is getting married in October. So 26 is wrapping up to be a wonderful, wonderful year. In 3 or 4 days, whatever today is, the 20th of June, I will be married 40 years. And so 26 is a great, great year.
Wow. That's amazing. What a blessing.
Yes, I'm blessed. Absolutely. 100%.
100%. And been a busy guy lately. Of course, session has been active,
yes,
and you are there doing what you need to do to make sure that assessing in Livingston Parish is looked after in the legislature. And they had a lot of things go through the pipe, one of those being Act 220.
The freeze amount, the
freeze
income
amount
level that you have.
Okay.
So we passed that actually in 25. It's coming up into an amendment on the ballot in November, so we can vote on it because of the way they set it up and everything. But what we did is we took it, when you get to 65, you've got an income level that you can have. Well, it was at 70 or 80, whatever it was, and then they raised it to 100. I have really tried to push year after year to remove that income level at all, because I don't think it's fair that just because you make a certain level, you don't get to freeze your assessments.
Right.
So far, the legislature has not saw fit to do that, but we did finally get them last year, along with the help of Representative Shane Mack out in the Livingston area.
Yep.
He was able to, he brought me to the table. He said, look, we've already had one of these, Senator Mike Fessie's bill from last year failed. And he said, I'm going to need you at the table. Can you come in and give us an update and really explain how this thing works?
Yeah.
We go into the same Senate that had voted it down for Senator Fezzi, and Representative Mike was able to pass his. So in November, we have an amendment coming to raise your income level from 100,000, 100 and something thousand, 102, whatever it is, up to 150,000, which means that if you make 150,000 or less, your assessments can be frozen. That's going to help a lot of people that we had to tell no because they were at 105, 110, whatever, that they couldn't freeze theirs. Now they're going to be able to, if we pass it. The important thing is we have to pass the constitutional amendment. If we don't pass it, it stays where it's at.
And when you say we, you're talking the people.
The people have to vote on this. No, this is not legislative anymore. We've passed it out of the legislature. So now the people have to vote on this. And if it passes, we get to raise the level to 150,000. If it fails, you stay at 102. Just remember that. Yeah.
And I think personally, I'm for it, and I'll be voting in favor of that. You know, $150,000 for a two-income household is not what it used to be. It used to be primarily one-income household, so 100,000 made a lot of sense. But we've since moved on in as a society, and everybody works.
Yeah, everybody works.
Everybody has a job.
Everybody has a job, and so it's going to help a lot of people. Now, around the state, there's a lot of people that works in, but in Livingston Parish, we have one of the higher income drawing parishes in the state when all the studies come out and everything. So it's really going to help Livingston. So that's why I was so active in trying to make this happen. Representative Mack approached me. I said, if you really want to do something, if you really want to help the people of your parish, try to get this thing raised up to $150,000.
Yeah.
And so he tackled it, and we went into it. Now, there's a lot of people that's going to talk about, well, we don't think you ought to pay taxes over age 65 and everything like that. That's not what the legislature has said. The legislature has told me this is what we do.
Yeah.
You still use all of the facilities. You may not use everything, but you're still using facilities. So they're saying that you need to pay for those services that you use.
Sure.
I'm not going to get into that because there's people on both sides of that argument. They both come through with good arguments. My deal is I follow the legislature. I follow the law, and the law is saying this. But if you want to raise this to 150,000, you're going to need to go out and vote on it.
There you go, November 3rd.
Or 2nd or 3rd, something like that. I can't remember. Yeah. You better with those numbers.
Yeah, I think one of those 2 dates, but it'll certainly be out there. Something you've worked on ever since you've been in office, we were talking off camera about 20 years ago. I remember you pushing this, and that is no more forcing of the millages. In recent past, every 4 years you had to go up during an assessment year to your max millage, whether you needed it or not.
Right.
It's changed, right?
So, well, it's not changed yet. It's changed through the legislature, but it's a constitutional amendment also. Yep. So if you remember about 3 or 4 years ago, we brought this to the people, and we thought it was a no-brainer. This is going to pass, and people are going to say you don't have to go up to your millages, because raising your millages up to the maximum every 4 years is really sometimes taking a surplus when you don't have to.
Sure.
You're going along there, but then the legislature says every 4 years, why this was put in the Constitution, nobody can answer it. We've tried, but it says that you have to go back to your maximum once every 4 years or you lose it. That doesn't even make sense.
No.
So what you're telling me is, Jeff, you only need $1 million to run your office, $2 million, whatever your budget is. But if you don't want to lose that maximum, you're going to have to put the millage in at this much, and it's going to bring you $3 million, $4 million, $5 million, $6 million. We know you don't need it, but that's a windfall.
Right.
Okay? So the way it's set up right now, that's the way it happens. What we're proposing is take that once every 4 years, you got to go back without losing your maximum, because if 10 years from now you all of a sudden need a new roof, you need new computers, you need new vehicles, you need whatever you need, you can go back up to that maximum then and take it, and you're not coming up with these huge surplus numbers that people are having in their accounts.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that people show up, they say, well, they got this huge surplus. Yeah, they do, because they're forced to go back to their maximum every 4 years. And in Louisiana, we do everything a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. Most states, when I travel, they say, you give us a budget and we'll tell you how much money you're going to get. In Louisiana, we say, here's how much money you're going to get. Now send us a budget. Yeah. It's just like in your household. If you gave me a $500,000 budget for my household, I'm going to fix a lot of things that really don't need to be fixed.
Sure.
But I've got the money to do it.
Yeah.
Well, these districts are saying the same thing. I don't want to show this surplus, so I'm going to pay for a lot of stuff. What if we just say, you don't have to take all that?
Yeah.
But if you ever do need it, you can go back up to your maximum. We supported that as an association. Actually, one of our own, again, Roger Wilder. That's 2 Livingston Parish representative guys that is carrying these very important bills. Representative Mack on the one about the raising it to 150. Roger Wilder carrying this one to make it to where you're Livingston.
Yeah.
Why not Livingston?
Why not Livingston?
So when I'm sitting in my association and everything, I said, I got guys that'll do it.
Yeah,
and
working hard.
Everybody keeps on saying, well, I don't know. I said, I got guys that'll do it.
Yep.
So let's come out to Livingston, and then we'll put our names on the deal. And if we get beat, we just get beat. Because a few years ago, we got beat on that very one of lowering the millages. Got beat bad. So I'm asking you to get out there and support this thing to make sure that the districts do not, it doesn't say that they can't do it if they want to, but there's a lot more answering to the people if you didn't have to raise that one, because what is the argument you always hear? We got to raise it up to the maximum. If we don't, we're going to lose our maximum. Yep. Well, now I'm going to look at them and say, no, you don't. You can lower it for the next 50 years. You don't have to, but if you ever need it, you can. Takes the argument away from them. That's who fought us last time. The districts actually fought us. There was a quiet campaign. We didn't see it coming. We're ready for it.
Yeah. Well, and it's really a no-brainer for the people. I mean, why force someone to go up to the highest rate they can possibly go up to if they don't need to? So
you also got the second part, this GASB thing that has been created by the legislature that says I've got to assume that everybody in my office is going to retire tomorrow and walk out, and you got to have enough money. We were $9 million short on our GASB. Yeah. It's a fake number. Yeah. Everybody knows that everybody's not retiring tomorrow, but they make us put this money aside, $9 million. So in my surplus, I took $2 million to go toward that last year.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Money that we can't spend. I can use the interest off of it, but it's set over there to the side. And you're like, what? Now, tell me again why I had to do this when it's a fake number. Legislature says you have to do it. We have to pay for a GASB every year. So that's things that people don't know that we are out there having to pay for, a ridiculous sum of money that absolutely means nothing. Government's broken.
Sure.
So for everybody that's getting on their computer right now to blast me, I already know government's broken.
Yeah.
I've got it. But I have to follow the law. I will follow the law. I will not break the law. And so I will do the things in there. I will paint that line as best I can, but I'm not going to ever break it.
Sure. Let's get into mapping and some new you hired some new firms.
Yes. It just keeps on sounding like we're doing more and more and more, which we are. That's not a brag. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
But we were having a problem in the last couple elections. People were coming in saying, hey, we're not allowed to vote, but we pay taxes, school district, fire district, whichever one it was. And so we got to looking at it and we're like, you are. So, Jared, if they're paying taxes, they should be voting in that election. He said, I understand. But if they're not in that deal on my map is different from yours, or it's the same. But when you get right up against the lines, sometimes they cross over because you have feet in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can be right outside the line, but mine shows that you're in, or Jared shows you're in. Registered voters, Jared Andrews. So I hired 4 different engineering firms. I brought them out to my office. I said, here's what our problem is. We need to know where that line is. We need to have absolute confidence in the fact that when somebody comes to that election, they go to the polling place, they know that if they're voting for it, they're in that district.
Yeah.
It can't be a deal to where people say, oh, well, that's not right. So I hired them, and they come in, and they're drawing all the lines. And the way we did it is the elections that are coming up that it's affecting, we did them first.
Good.
And then we're just spreading out from there. And they've been working on it now for 4 or 5 months. It's a tedious process, as you can tell,
Sure.
Or you should know, and it is. I didn't know how much it was until they got to really talking about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I'm the one that's on this side of it and not that. But they're doing a great job, and these guys really, really, really. It's Macklin Taylor out in Livingston, is Fabrin here, is Kinchin Group out in Albany, and is Quality Engineer. They were all come to the table, because sometimes they're in competition.
Sure.
And I walked in and we put coffee out there and said, there's no competition.
Yeah.
What I need y'all to do is y'all work out the areas, y'all come up with an understanding of y'all's own, and then y'all come back to me. There's going to be no that I'm going to give this one more and this one. You all 4 are going to be able to look at this.
Yeah.
And they've worked together famously. It's been so much fun to really get in there with them and do it. And
Sure.
then I'm that nerd. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, show me this again. Now, how did we do? So we picked up this many people for this fire district. Okay, got that. Oh, we lost this in the school district, but that's going to help eventually with routing.
Yeah.
Because are you in the Walker district? You're in the Dillon Springs district? You're in Albany, Springfield, Marpole? Where are you at? And so it's able to help with all of those. That's what's coming. Your fire districts, your drainage districts, your recreation districts. All of those things are benefiting from the fact that we're fixing these maps. It's been years coming. I had an ownership. I could tell you who lived there.
Sure.
For the most part, we got some question marks on it and everything. But in the districts, we didn't know where it was at.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it was the old wagon wheel that's leaning up against the tree. Well, the tree and the wagon wheel are not there anymore. So nobody knew where it was at. And so we're trying to fix some of those things.
Yeah. Assessing the need coming up soon.
August 1st and August 8th, we'll be back out there in that on the cool August air and the asphalt, and it's just nice and cool when you get out there. And it's a crisp 110 degrees on the asphalt and everything. And our volunteers stay out there and they work.
They do.
They sweat, and they really. You get the cheerleaders out there, you get the baseball teams, the football teams, all of them out there, and they're bringing excitement. Basketball teams, they bring excitement.
Yeah.
And what we did a few years ago is we took it from Walmart, because we were bringing people from Marpole, French Settlement, everything, coming to work at the Dillon Springs and Walker and Watson. Nobody knew them.
Yeah.
But they do know them at the grocery stores in their neighborhoods.
Yeah, the Associated Grocers.
Yes, all those guys came
Carter's
together.
and
They all come together, and they said, we're going to still do this. And we put them at those local stores, and I think there's 9 of them.
Yeah.
And Whitehall Grocery and Marpole Grocery and Carter's and Cane's and Oak Point and everything. So we put them all over the deal, and all of a sudden you walk in there, and there's your teacher that taught you in the first grade.
Yeah.
You're not going to walk by. You may walk by me.
You ain't walking by that teacher.
You're not going to walk by that teacher because she's out there hot and sweaty and everything. And we've had our best 2 years by collecting at those stores instead of at the Walmarts.
Wow.
Been a great, great, great program changer. And so this year we're going to do it on Fridays and Saturdays. instead of Sundays. I've always had a real problem with the Sunday thing.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
And you know my background. I'm not going to get into all that, but I had a real problem with it because I was asking people, yeah, you're doing a community service, you're doing all these kind of things. We can always justify it.
Yeah.
But I was asking you to miss church to do this.
Yeah.
And there's some people that really, that's where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But they would do it. And so we changed to Friday and Saturday.
Hey,
So we took it out of it, and we'll see how that works out. It may not work out, but I got to feel, Jim, that if we're trying to do the right thing in the Lord's eyes, by trying to do the right thing of not having it on the Sunday and everything, I just got to believe the Lord's going to bless it.
I got to believe it too.
I just got to believe it.
Let's move on. Oh, and incidentally, before we leave, this is the 26th year.
26
of
years.
that.
$1.2, $1.3 million we've raised.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
So I told you a little bit off camera a few minutes ago. We're sitting here. If you were a senior, junior, or sophomore in 2000 when we started this, you could have grandchildren by now.
Yeah.
So there could be people that the parents, the children, and grandchildren have benefited off this program.
Right.
What a great thing to know that you can possibly help that many people. We've got people that are coming back and said, when I was growing up, y'all helped us. Y'all gave us book sacks and everything. Nobody ever knew it because y'all did it so quietly. But I want to help you. And they're giving checks, money when they walk through there because they want to pass it on. You know that old thing, if you're at McDonald's, pay for the guy behind me, we're going to pass it on and everything? Yep. That's what that does. It passes it on.
Beautiful, beautiful thing. And so 26 years of helping children is hard to beat. Mm-hmm. So thank you to your office for that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. No more district meetings. We tried that for a couple of years. Yeah. You spearheaded that program, and it just, the interest seemed less than what we anticipated.
Well, if you read Facebook, and we all know that Facebook is totally accurate all the time.
Oh,
everything that it says, everything.
It's the gospel.
You go out there, it's the gospel. We would have thought that we were going to have 300 and 400 people. Matter of fact, the first year, I asked the sheriff's office to let us use his training center.
Yeah.
And I told them to put out tables. They coming. I said, because they're calling my office. They are mad. They're coming here with all of this stuff.
Pull out bleachers.
10 people.
Do it all. Yeah.
10 people.
I remember.
Other than the district's people that showed up. So 4 and 5 months, we're working all this to put it all together, make sure that we've got the districts that are saying, yes, we've got all of our numbers and everything so they can give all these things. 10 people. 10 people is important.
Absolutely.
But those 10 people can just call me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to go ask these districts to show up. The next year, we're like, man, they're mad now because they knew nobody showed up. We had 15.
Yeah. Not
counting the deal. So what we found is people are not near about as mad as they want to say on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do, if you want to know, we're still going to post all the district meetings when they happen. We're going to put them on our deal. But I'm not going to ask these districts to come into a meeting when there's no interest in it.
Right.
If you want to have interest in it, let us know. And if we can really get real interest, we'll open it back up next year. But I'm not going to ask these districts to come out there and talk to me and their same people. They're sitting there talking to their people, and that's what happened.
Sure. And it's important to mention that you can certainly still go to your whatever district it is, go to their meeting. They have to hold one by law that's public. Yeah. They just want all – what Jeff was attempting to accomplish here was make it easy for everybody and have all the districts show up, and you show up for one meeting instead of 8 different ones. And so now you're going to have to go to individual meetings, but you can still go to that fire department meeting or council on aging meeting or whatever you know, if you want to hear what they're doing with your money and going over their budget.
And what I can tell you, Jim, is that everybody always says, well, people don't work together. Sheriff's office showed up.
Yeah.
Parish government showed up. School board showed up. Fire district showed up. I had fire districts on the east side that had nobody at the meeting, but they would come in and explain what they were doing. Who were they talking to?
Right.
They weren't talking to their people.
Yeah.
Because their people weren't there.
Right.
So, but they came. All of our districts showed up to say, this is what, and what I would tell them is, look, I'm not there to defend you.
Yeah.
I'm there to provide you a platform. You defend. If you need the budget, take it. But you explain it to the people. Don't wait till the tax bill comes out and then expect me to go over there and explain. I don't know your budget.
Right.
So I'm going to say if you take a 40% increase, it seems a little excessive to me.
Right.
Now, you may be able to justify it. I wouldn't leave it to Jeff because Jeff's going to say that seems excessive.
Yeah.
But you may come in there and show me boom, 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 and I go, okay, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But district meetings are still going to be posted on our website. The ones that raise them will still be put beside. They raise their millages.
Yeah.
If they lower them, I'm still going to give them credit for it. We will still have our little Christmas tree. We will have the red, the green, and the yellow.
Yeah.
You know, good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah.
And we're still going to have all that. It's just we're not going to have that one meeting. Very
good. Very good. Newsletters. Got a new newsletter.
Yeah, got a newsletter.
Office.
Went out in May. I've got a really good team, Jim.
Yeah.
And when I say my team, I'm not talking about the assessor's office.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people that I went out to get.
Yeah.
That came in and said, we've got a particular skill. One of them was one Jim Chapman. And he come in and said, we can do a podcast. Because if you remember, I was going to take the outside building and I was going to put up the screen and I was going to buy all the equipment. I got quotes and everything. And somebody said, what if you went and got Jim Chapman? Jim Chapman said, yeah, what if you come over here?
Yeah.
And I do it. And how much money have we saved
Tons.
by doing it this way? A lot of money. And on top of it, I was going to have to edit it.
Yeah.
You don't want me editing things. You don't want that to happen. And then it was going to devolve into something else, and we was going to get into balloon fights and everything like that on TV, just dumb stuff. So you came in. I've got Ryan Cross that helps me with a lot of my marketing part of it. Ty Bromell. Consulting with us and putting us in different areas. McHugh David over at the Dental Springs News. I got Kieran Chawla that covers us very, very well. Ken and Cindy Benitez that just have everything going. In my office, I've got people that are working on our newsletter. Yeah. So we're getting the information out. Did I mention I think I covered Scott Jones with DigiClim.
Yeah.
Got billboards everywhere. And Scott has been very good about trying to help us with our messaging and getting it all out there. So we've got all of those people that are working. I call them my team.
Yeah.
Because I call them. We go, once, twice a year, we go eat.
Yeah.
And we all discuss, is there something else that we can do here? How do we get the information out to the people?
Yeah, and that's exactly the purpose.
Yeah.
Is to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to intake this information and find out because transparency has always been something you stood on.
Yeah.
Probably firmer than any elected official I'm aware of.
Well, I'll put it to you like this, and this is not a brag on my office, but when other offices, whether it be sheriff's office, and I'm talking about around the state, sheriff's office, assessors, clerk of courts, representatives, senators, they calling you and saying, now, what are you doing over here?
Yeah.
That means that we're trying to get the information out to you. And we also open it up to the public that says, look, if there's something that you can see that we're not doing, let us know. We want you to have the information. You drive down the road, you see a billboard that says, hey, bought a new house, call me. Turned 65, call me. Disabled veteran, call me. You see on TV, I had somebody the other day tell me, said, you're on TV more than Morris Bart. Good, because you said that's what you wanted, and we are getting the information out to you everywhere we can.
Yeah.
Do the podcast, do the newsletters, do everything that we can possibly do to get the information out to you.
You absolutely do. I saw an ad recently running around the news time, and it mentioned freezing your property taxes. And I actually had someone call me and said they didn't realize you could do that. And I said, well, that's the ad worked.
Yeah.
And although we've screamed it from the rooftops forever, not everybody. And, some people just don't get online or they don't.
Or they're older.
So they see it on the news.
They're 65. They don't sit on their computer all day like kids and everything. They don't have their phone in their hand all day.
Right.
They don't see it, and so they may miss it. I've still got people that'll show up at my office, and they're like, I just can't afford to have these things keep on raising on me, the assessments and everything. Well, how old are you? I'm 80.
Yeah.
Well, have you frozen it? I don't even know what that means. And we go back to them, we realize that they haven't frozen. So we go back to the age they turn 65 and we freeze their assessment at that age, which really helps them. But they didn't know.
Yeah.
So I go to the Council on Aging. I go everywhere I can possibly go. I went to many dances for the Council on Aging.
Yeah.
I can't dance, but we go out there and we let people know, look, you need to pay attention to this because this is money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Permitting for the districts and everything, the municipalities. Guys, if you don't send us the permits and everything, it's you that's suffering.
Yeah.
Because I may or may not get it. I'm assuming we're getting the permits from you. So if I see a building going up, I don't check it because I'm assuming we're getting it. But all of a sudden we find out there's a building that's been there for 10 years, didn't have a permit on it.
Yeah.
And we didn't even have it on the rolls. Okay? That's things that we're fixing. And now it's getting better and better and better and better. We don't continue to be considered one of the better assessors' offices in the state just because we're sitting around.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. I'll always scream that from the rooftops. Hardest working assessment office I know of in the state of Louisiana. So
you may get an email from me at 11 o'clock at night. You may get another one at 3, and you may get another one at 6.
Yeah.
All through the night, when I think of it, I send out emails to all of my people and say, look, we need to, in the morning, we need to do this, 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 and this.
That's right.
So always trying to do things like that. Some people just say that that's weird. That's just the way my body works.
Yeah,
you know? And
same.
so if it wakes up, if I go back to sleep, I'm not going to remember it. So I get up
same.
right then and do it.
Yeah.
And so it works for me. It doesn't work great for my wife. So sometimes she thinks there's something wrong with me, and there may be, but it works.
Sure.
And so my people at the office, they don't even think anything of it anymore. If you get a text message at 3 o'clock in the morning, they don't think anything of it.
That's right.
Okay, remind me in the morning when I get into the office at 8 o'clock. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Well, a lot coming up, and I want to thank you again for doing this. I think this is great for the people, and anytime something happens, we're going to break it right here.
Well,
when it comes
I
to
want to tell you
assessing.
again, thank you so much for what you've done and helped us with this podcast, because I get people all the time. They talk about all the things that we're doing and everything, and they'll mention the podcast. They'll talk about the billboards. My nieces and nephews, they call me EI because I read a book to one of them one time, and it was Old MacDonald, and I would go E-I-E-I-O, just like it's supposed to be. And so she was young, so she would call me EI.
Yeah.
Well, I became Uncle EI. But they'll see me on TV, they'll see the billboard, and their parents are like, there's Uncle EI and everything. So it works for kids, and it works for adults, too. You can't tell me just the kids are the only ones seeing it, because they have no idea what's on that board. They just see EI.
That's right.
But in other people, when they see, I just bought a home.
Yeah.
Well, I did turn 65. You know what? I'm a veteran. Because veterans now, if you're disabled 100%, you don't have an assessment.
Yeah.
You don't pay any taxes. Get that word out, and you find out that veterans are sitting there struggling, and they didn't know about this program.
That's right.
And we've been doing it now 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
So the more we can get out there, the better it is.
I agree. And so I do thank you. And look, Uncle EI is in the house.
Uncle EI is in the house.
That's it. Jeff Taylor, I appreciate you so much. Any final thoughts?
No, I'm going to go take care of a roof right now.
There you go.
We've got a leak in the roof, so not only do we do assessments, but we also try to make sure that water don't flood everything in our office. So
That's
we're
right.
going to work on that right now.
There you go. Well, thank you so much to all of you listening. Share it if you feel like somebody's going to get something out of this that's in Livingston Parish. The more you share, the more that message gets out. And until next time, I'm Jim Chapman, and this is
Assessing Livingston Parish.
That's right. Thank you.